CIOspeak. Today we have Mr. Lenish Kannan from the Western International Group. So thank you, Lenish. Thank you for meeting with me. It's great to have you on the show. Let's just get right into it right away, right?
Okay.
What are the different business sectors that your team supports?
Our company name is Western International Group. Under our company, we have a lot of other subsidiary company like Nesto. GPAS is our flagship company, which started a very long time back, like around 30 plus years back. We started GPAS Electronics division, and we have been running successfully. And also other brands like Young Life is a garment division, and then like we have Royal Ford, which is into household items, and then like we have Paragon, which is into luggages and bags. So like that we have different brands, and Nesto has been like we started in 2004, and it has been like grown now, like we have more than 107 hypermarkets across the globe in the sense like mostly it is into GCC as well as in India, and like other parts is like we are coming with some small supermarket type. It's called Gala. We have been like opening multiple stores, and by 2025 we wanted to open around 200 stores. Right now we have around 11 stores already open in UAE, and we are planning to expand that also, as well as we are bringing up a new concept called Cosmo also. And also we have in other region with the same, it's like a discount center shops. So these all divisions, the entire like we have our central IT team who takes care of all this division expansion plans or the new stores or whichever comes in. We are around 100 team members.
Wow.
So that's how the expansion is.
The rate of growth is just phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And it goes to show maybe a few years ago, you mentioned Nesto started 2004, but until a few years ago, not many people had heard of Nesto. Yes. But now, who hasn't heard of Nesto?
Of course, yes. We right now see actually GPAS Electronics was our flagship brand. Before 5-10 years back, they were like known to everyone. But now if you see Nesto has outgrown, and we have more than 100 plus hypermarkets and still growing a lot.
What projects are you currently working on?
So currently we are doing like robotic process automation. For sure it is going to be the future for sure. The reason is we don't need to waste our time in the repeated works. So bots can do some works on its own, right? So that and all human doesn't need to do. So the, RPA is one of the project, and we are planning for something like RFID. Everyone says like IT is always a cost center, but we wanted to improvise the business. Like here, if we are going to bring in this kind of technology, like RFID and all, the stock take at the night time we do, or like yearly once. This can be done daily or weekly also using RFID. Right. All the like for textiles, our plan is to start with the textile, to have all the textile with RFID, and also for sales also we can think on that. We are thinking on that. If that RFID is there, like you can put all the stock into one basket, so that automatically the POS time also is going to save. So we can reduce the queue. So this is all are few projects which I wanted to highlight, and
that
there are
this
apart from RFID, we are like doing ISO 27001 for IT as well as for our HR and finance, so that we are aligned with all the policy, procedures, controls and all. This project as well as a few others are PCI DSS. It is the customer data which need to have some compliance. We want system itself, technology to give a lot of insights on what is happening in our company. So this is where we are looking at. So there are multiple projects. I'm saying only few.
Just a few, right? More curious about the RFID project. Wouldn't that be expensive?
Initially, it will be expensive, but on the long run, this is going to make many resources cost also to be reduced. Reason is you don't need to do any stock counts, or you don't need to have like the receiving and all will be automated. So the time you're going to save, considering that this cost, initial cost is not going to be high for sure.
Right. It'll basically balance it out.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we've just talked about the various projects that you're working on. What about the internal divisions? I'm sure there are a lot of IT divisions. What are the internal divisions you handle?
We have around 8 different divisions. Like we have a digital team. In digital team itself, we are like split it into two. One is for e-commerce division separate, and another is a mobile division. And then we have for network and cyber security division. And then like we have infra for GPAS and subsidiary company. We have kept, apart from Nesto, we have kept separate as GPAS and subsidiary for Western International Group. There is an infra separate team for that. And for Nesto, we have the infrastructure team. And then like we have for SAP, we have a functional team. And also SAP technical team is there. It's a separate division. Like a functional team takes care of the configuration, setting up and all. The technical team usually does the bases and the development part. And then like related to other division is analyticals. So they are their analytical, they have a separate division. And also one more division is our point of sale division, which is we are running on Microsoft LS retail solution. So we are that is also a division. So these are the 8 division which I'm managing right now.
What are you especially proud of in your current role?
The biggest advantage is I like to manage team members. I have a good managing the team is one of my strengths. And also one good thing is I'm passionate towards technologies. So easily I can adapt to any products.
So what resources do you rely on to stay abreast of all the developments in the field?
Actually, I'm a self-learner, to be frank. Like if you go and see my LinkedIn profile itself, I'm not able to add more skills. They have limited my skills. Like I think maximum we can do 50 skills in LinkedIn. So I'm not able to do more. But I used to learn courses through LinkedIn or some platforms. There are multiple online platforms which I do learning. Now within my team itself, I've been learning a lot. So I have a thirst of learning. So if if it is a junior guy also, I go and sit with him and learn. So this is my advantage, I'll say. As I said, might be like I learn from them. I might within 6 months I'll train them. So that's my strength.
Excellent. The speed of change, the speed of growth. What are the benefits and drawbacks of working in an agile environment like yours?
Okay, so what benefit I'll say is, technology management will come and say, Lenish, I want this tomorrow. So one benefit is what we'll do is we'll explain them. It's not possible in a day, but what is the biggest advantage is with their pressure itself, we'll make sure we learn quickly and make sure that happens as early as possible. So that is benefit, and we learn a lot of new technologies. That is the benefit. Drawbacks, what I will say is, here like a lot of we invest on the technology because of some operational issue or business was not growing and all, it gets winded up. So those things and all, we tried a lot, we did a lot, and suddenly some things has stopped. It is not because of the technology, it is because of something like operation and all. It gets a bit annoyed. Apart from that, that is the drawback, I say. Apart from that, there are lots of benefits in our organization.
So the ramp up is fast, but the ramp down is also fast.
Yes, ramp down is too fast. Yes. Right. Yeah, that's how we work.
Right. What about your free time? Can you tell us about the projects you work on in your free time?
I usually spend time with family as well as reading books, and I like traveling much, so I do a lot of traveling. I'm passionate on learning and training others, so I do a lot of training.
How do you keep your team motivated despite possible conflicts and obstacles?
What I do is I personally take them one-to-one, I speak to them. If it was mistake from my side also, I'll say a sorry. Or if he has done some mistake also, I'll make sure he says to the right person a sorry.
So conflicts is one thing. What about the other side? How do you lead brainstorming or creative activities in your team?
Okay. So related to brainstorming, and see, usually we have like weekly, once we all sit for a meeting, we'll do all the brainstorming and all these kind of activity, but all depends on if there is some requirement comes in also from business, a new requirement has come in. Immediately what we'll do is I'll call all the IT division heads, and we will sit in a room. We will discuss with them like whether this is possible to be achieved or not.
Can you tell us about your professional story?
Okay, I'll just explain about my education background first. I've done my MCA, Master in Computer Application, and I've done my MBA in Finance, as well as I'm a statistician also, Bachelor in Statistics. Started my career in India in 2002 with the Gokulam group of companies. Started my career as a programmer, system programmer, and then immediately, like within a year, 1.5 years itself, I became system manager. When I came here to Western International Group, they were only like in GPAS and subsidiary, it was only one member, one IT resource was there, and in Nesto it was like only 1 or 2 members were there. So it was very small team. I came here, started with. And now, like, I'm happy, like, we have 100 team members.
So now I know about your professional bio. What about your personal story?
See, personal story, like, I am, like, just to give a small idea, like, I have 3 kids. Okay, all are with different ages. Like, my daughter is studying in grade 12, and my son is in KG2. And then my daughter, the third daughter also is only 4 months old. So
Wow.
don't be in shock.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
so
you had a
months,
second
yes.
innings.
Yes. Yeah. So this is that's why there is a big gap between my kids. So 3 kids. All God's grace, everything is going well. So and then like see, I always explore. I like new things. I don't keep myself free at all. If I'm free, my mind will go, I wanted to do hundreds of things. So always I keep engaged. This is one of the quality which I have. That is one thing, and always trying to achieve something. And I'm always positive thinker. I try to join with positive attitude team members. I try to connect with a lot of people in and around who is in my same field, like CIOs. So those things, as well as as I said earlier, whatever I have weakness, I'll make sure that I'll make it as a strength. That is how I've been here for past 20 plus years in my career.
Great way to end this conversation for today. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much.
You so much.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.